Welcome.
Welcome to Switching Reels.
I was gonna say that.
We need a theme song that I can go and splice in here. One that isn't copyright.
That's not copyrighted. I just made it up.
Then go make it in a DAW and send it to me. I will use it.
I'm tempted because that would be so dumb.
It would be so dumb.
So much fun.
It would be so fun. I could stop it for a second and just make our pictures go swirly back and forth while it's playing.
No.
It's good editing technique. I know. I went to film school.
No, you didn't.
I think... No, I don't think my college had film as a major, so never mind.
What school did you go to?
Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute.
Cool. I can't say the first word in your college, so...
Neither can anyone on the campus, so it's okay.
Awesome. I did go to film school, and I know that you can do that. I just don't want you to.
It's like the Batman...
oh, like the...
Spinny and the old Batmans. It was so good.
All right, I'm going to piss some people off here, but...
Yeah, what do we watch?
The 1960s Batman.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, this will not be the first time I piss people off, and this warning will probably piss them off more than my actual opinion.
It's true, actually.
However, the 1960s Batman was actively bad. It was just a bad TV show.
Is that with the Batmobile Robin?
Yeah.
Batman. I liked the Penguin.
Well, some of the acting was fine, but the issue was that they decided to take Batman and make him the punchline to, like, goofy puns. Like, they're not even good jokes. Like, you don't watch it and you're like, oh, this is hilarious. You watch it and you're like, why am I here?
So that you can have puns?
Yeah.
And because you're 7. And it's enjoyable, Connor.
I'm sorry, I did not...
Grow in nostalgia.
I did not mean to attack your childhood.
Just my character. That's okay.
I'm fine with attacking your character. All right.
What did we watch today?
Today we watched Spirited Away.
Yeah, we did. The first Miyazaki film on the list from Studio Ghibli.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
Loved it. We'll talk about if we actually loved it here across the spoiler wall. I did, but...
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
But also I love all of the Miyazaki films.
They're all so good.
I just love this one.
A little less than...
Probably the least.
The least? There's Castle in the Sky.
Are you kidding me?
We're gonna go fighting.
All right. Castle in the Sky is top 3 for me. Okay, I have the very unpopular opinion that Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away are among the worst of his films. I think, like, Kiki's is better. I think...
Kiki's was really good.
Ponyo is better, I think.
Ponyo is not better than Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it isn't.
Absolutely.
No, it isn't. The acting isn't even as good. And it's voice acting.
I don't care. Ponyo's the better movie.
How's it? We're gonna have an entire episode that's gonna do a tier list on Miyazaki at some point here. I have to go watch the other 3.
We're gonna have to have separate tier lists because we are not going to.
We're not gonna agree. That's the best part. We're gonna have to go and argue and fight about it and see if there's any common ground in the best Miyazaki movie. Goodness gracious! I'm gonna sign up for this, Connor.
You actually did.
I literally did. Connor was like, I want to watch the IMDb Top 250. I was like, oh, that sounds like a 10-year effort. Let's go.
Let's be clear here. You asked me for movie recommendations.
Yes, and you're like the entire IMDb. Well, you also did say, I've always wanted to have someone that I could watch the IMDb Top 250 with.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I like this guy. And it's been very fun so far, except for today. This is the
worst.
The crowning moment of just the worst part so far. So okay, let's go technical and enjoyment.
I can't believe that you dislike Spirited Away so much that this was the worst movie to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You can absolutely interpret it in that direction, and it's wrong because you're wrong.
I mean, probably.
We'll see here in a
This
second.
is one of the movies that I'm like, yeah, I'm probably wrong about my opinion.
It might be.
And I'm fine with
And
that.
that's totally good. You've had a couple weird takes as well so far on this list.
Yeah.
So, like Forrest Gump, which I agree with you with, though.
Yeah. Again, total aside, but Forrest Gump, I think, plays so heavily on nostalgia that if you don't share the nostalgia that it's playing on, it is very easy to just kind of write it off as okay.
Yeah. I think the same goes for me in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, but Saving Private Ryan wasn't trying to play off of nostalgia.
No.
Whereas Forrest Gump, that was explicitly its desire.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, yeah.
How did you enjoy this movie, Spirited Away?
This one's probably... It's a 10 in execution.
Yeah, it is.
It's a strong 7 in enjoyment for me.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
Completely
some of that is for execution reasons, but I don't necessarily think they were the wrong choices.
Yeah.
And I'll explain that a little bit more on the other side of the spoiler wall.
Beautiful.
How about you?
So I would agree. I think execution is either 10 or 9.5. I feel like, and we'll cover why at the again on the other side, but PG guys, like
I don't really
like most things are parental guidance, but like this one specifically, I just have it in the back of my mind when I'm like, oh, this is PG. Like Back to the Future in its time frame being PG kind of makes sense to me, but also this one had weirder things in it and blood. So much blood. He was dripping blood out of his mouth at some point. Okay, anyway. So that is technical 9, probably going to go 9.5. Enjoyment, though, is a solid 9, I think. So
okay.
Very, very good movie. And I feel like this is one of those movies that just doesn't waste movement.
Yeah.
You know, like everything is efficient. Everything has a purpose in this movie, and it's gorgeous. Good. Let's go. Okay, cool. We're jumping? We're getting the ladder?
Yes.
Perfect.
So like, subscribe, comment.
Yes, please.
Email us.
Yes, I would love to have emails. Let me know like if there's a short that you want from this series at some point, like a short video, let me know and I'll just go clip it and I'll upload it and it'll be great. But
yeah.
Please like, subscribe, comment, find us on Spotify and YouTube and podcaster of your choice.
Tell your friends.
Yes.
If you want to, if you're brave enough.
I'd love to. Do that. I do tell my friends. Everyone knows work. Everyone knows of it at work. So
yeah. I drop it casually in conversation.
Me too.
Because, it's a part of what I'm actually doing.
Exactly. So. Beautiful.
I don't hide a whole lot of my life from people.
No, you really don't.
I had a horrible day today. You want to hear about it?
Exactly. Which is great. I love the candor. The candor is likely your middle name if it weren't what it is. Which I think is Michael.
Yeah. So is yours, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Another thing we bonded over just immediately.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, I actually kind of want to push back a little bit on the purpose element of it.
Perfect.
There seems to be a lot in this that the purpose is not super clear. Like why things are happening are not very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times it'll be, hey, this thing happened. And so it sets up Sen having an object that will be useful in the future.
Yes.
So in that way, it feels almost like a point and click adventure. Where it's like the actual events are not what's important. Yeah. It's what you physically gain out of the event.
Like, hey, here is your next puzzle item.
Right, yeah. And so that bothers me a little bit. It feels too kind of episodic and disconnected.
So the river spirit is the main thing you're talking about here?
I mean, there's the river spirit. There's the whole thing
The
with
golden seal also. Like, why is that here?
the golden seal. Um, the whole encounter with No Face doesn't really seem to serve a purpose to me. Like,
Oh, see, I feel like we have to go into a meta-analysis with this movie, so I feel like that's likely what I'm going to do because it's my
Okay.
favorite part of literary analysis.
okay,
So first of all, there's the theory that, and I think you probably know this,
mm-hmm.
like Miyazaki goes and makes a film to give off a vibe,
Mm-hmm.
to go and convey a feeling and do it in the best possible way that he can
Yeah.
without using like necessarily the words to go and describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that Spirited Away is generally trying to invoke the feeling of alienness and like especially of a small child moving, like going somewhere
Yes.
new. It's completely foreign.
I have also heard somewhere, and I don't remember where, so I might just be making this up out of my
Same
brain.
here.
That this movie is supposed to be heavily allegorical for the sex trade.
Oh, okay.
And there's a pretty decent amount of evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you look at it too much
hard.
as an allegory, it breaks down really hard, really fast,
Yeah.
and creates some really unnerving
Weird.
things that it would be saying about the sex trade if that were the case.
Exactly.
So, anyway,
Makes
sorry.
sense. So back to No Face. I feel like the experience with No Face is just going and showing, like, to a child, what adults do does not make sense and generally seems destructive. Hi, I am a nice small child. I will give you what you need.
Mhm.
That's what I'm here for. I have a desire.
Yeah.
But the desire is generally to do good, in Miyazaki's opinion.
Yeah.
And there's this creature that is trying to, like, connect, but the connection it gets is greed the entire time because that's how it knows how to connect. And like using that as an exploration of like the goodness of this child, even though she's going through crap,
Mm-hmm.
is I think really, really cool and neat.
Yeah.
So I think he's very useful.
Okay. I mean, I guess looking at this movie from the perspective of each scene being thematically important, but not necessarily being narratively important,
Ooh.
I could see a really strong
That's a good
argument
point.
for this being great at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I need both.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you have to choose one or the other, I would prefer that you choose narrative.
Ooh, interesting.
I want strong themes in the things that I am watching, but watching or reading or
But a
however
cohesive narrative.
Yeah, but I need it to be a cohesive narrative. Otherwise, my brain is just going off on all these tangents. Like, what is this world building? Like, some of it is super out there.
So cool, though.
Like, why does the witch have a giant baby that she is taking care of in the upper room?
Yeah, that's a really good
The
question.
baby is like 4 times her size.
Yeah, and
Who is the father?
Yeah,
Like,
is it like did she like
create,
magic
yeah.
the baby, or
I don't know.
was it one she found and adopted? Very good points.
What's going on with the heads, other than them being the point and click adventure way to hide the fact that you've stolen the baby?
That was so fun.
Like there's so much in this that just when I start looking at it, I don't understand what we're doing.
Yeah. See, and that just plays so much into the theme so well.
Right. Right.
Like,
and it can play into the theme and still piss me off.
Absolutely. But like narratively, if you look at it from a young girl's eyes,
Mm-hmm.
she has these exact same questions. She cannot stop to dwell on this. She has a problem that she needs to fix, and all of this weird ass heck is happening around her. Like, okay, cool. Baby's an ally now. That's nice. I can use a baby ally. Thank you. And like, this weird little crow fly. Now my ally. Perfect. Love this. I'm going to go and accomplish my goal. I do not know why this is happening. And I can't know why. Because For all I know, I'm moving to a completely new and unique place that's different than every other place that I've ever been. And this is what it feels like. And I have to deal with it because my parents say that I have to deal with it. Narratively, it makes complete sense to me.
I would say thematically it makes complete sense.
I feel like narratively it makes sense because of the viewpoint.
It's not good enough. It needs to make sense to the viewer.
It doesn't need to make sense to the viewer. We don't go into a Miyazaki film expecting it to make sense to us.
Castle in the Sky makes sense.
No.
Yes, it does.
Where did the ancient civilization come from?
The ancient civilization is an ancient civilization. It doesn't need more backstory than that.
Yes, it does. Because this is the part of the world building still. We need a good hour and a half of analysis of Miyazaki movies. And I'm going to love it.
I have all of them except Boy and the Heron.
Hey,
so if you want to, we can go through them.
It's going to be very nice to do and then have just a large culmination episode at the end.
I mean, a good portion of the movies in his filmography are on the top 250 list. So
Wait, treating Spirited Away then just as the first.
As the first.
And then we just go. We'll watch all of them even if they aren't on the list. We haven't had a series in a while.
I'd be fine with that.
Hey. Okay, well, if you guys see a lot of Miyazaki films suddenly...
It's because we broke down and decided we wanted to watch all of them at once.
Yes, exactly. Under the guise of, I want to debate with Connor about which one's the best.
Yeah.
But we actually really just wanted to watch all of them.
Also, you have some horrible blind spots.
Oh, I have so many horrible blind spots.
Specifically with Miyazaki.
Yeah, I do.
You haven't seen what is probably my favorite of his films, and you also haven't seen what I would expect your favorite of his films would be.
Exactly.
Which is wild.
So,
I think you will love Porco Rosso. I love The Wind Rises.
Oh, perfect.
Which is not a super popular opinion. It's also probably the most straight-laced Miyazaki has ever been.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he doesn't have a whole lot of, like... I don't think there's almost any magical elements in that one. And it's about normal people living human lives, but it's so beautiful in so many ways, and I love it.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be so cool.
Anyway, not the point, though.
To answer the most important question of this podcast, where does this movie stack up against 12 Angry Men? And the answer is, it goes above 12 Angry Men.
I probably prefer this one to 12 Angry Men.
It's a beautiful movie.
There's a certain point where the visual beauty it has to supersede. Like, you're comparing apples and oranges when you're bringing
you really are
12 Angry Men.
Oh my gosh.
The cinematography is great for what it needs to be in 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
This is just beautiful on its own. You could take almost any frame from this movie and be like,
blow it up. Here's
a painting.
Exactly.
Like there's a few scenes that wouldn't quite work with that because Miyazaki loves his flying shots with like the ground blurring underneath you.
And he also likes a lot of noise when it comes to things that are dramatic, like cleansing the river spirit,
which is by far the best scene in this entire movie.
So good.
Like there's cleansing the river spirit.
Yes.
Helping in the furnaces. The rest of the movie.
The rest of the movie. It's so good. Yeah. No, I like it better the second time watching it. Like I saw it for the first time probably within the last year and a half, and I think the second time I've like I really like this movie. I think I put it above Howl's, and I've seen Howl's Moving Castle so many times.
Howl's Moving Castle has the problem with this movie, but more so, and that's why it bothers me.
That makes complete sense. I love the world building questions actually that I get from all Miyazaki films. So that I can then go and fill in.
That's
myself.
why I like the ones that answer more of the questions than they ask.
That makes complete sense.
Princess Mononoke is another one of my favorites. Because it just goes, here's the world. We're going to explain everything to you because all of these elements are going to be important.
Exactly.
And it's like, you have to understand the motivations of each character. I could gush all day about Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to wait till we watch that one.
That's not. We'll start at like 4, so we
Okay.
can have a 3-hour podcast. It'll be beautiful. We'll go take breaks in the middle, go get some water, come back. It'll be awesome.
But yeah, I guess that's the thing with this movie. I don't have a ton to say about it.
Yeah, makes complete sense.
I think Sen she's a wonderful symbol, but I don't think she's a very good character.
Oh, interesting.
I think as a thematic device, she does a great job of that, but I at no point really find myself caring for her as a character. Like, her parents turn into pigs and you go, oh, that's sad. I wish they hadn't, hadn't turned into pigs. Oh, she's got to work in the bathhouses? That's kind of sad. I wish she wasn't.
Interestingly sad.
I wish she didn't have to work in the bathhouses.
You get some disgust for her, though. Like, you can put yourself into her shoes fairly easily.
Yeah.
Like, even if you... At least, I can see what you mean about the characterization. Like, you don't know very much about her. Again, I feel like that's part of the theme. Like, she's just in crisis mode this entire movie, the poor girl. But...
Yeah, but then you got to give me some more backstory from before she was in crisis mode so that I can connect to her being in crisis mode.
You have a card in Japanese that you can't read.
Well, no, she reads it out loud. But
you're right. At the whole beginning of the movie.
But the whole point of that is just, she moved away from her friends.
She likes flowers.
She likes flowers, but she never got a bouquet of them until she was moving away. But her dad did get her a single rose.
Single rose.
for her birthday. But that's not a bouquet.
It's a single flower. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. So, do we do summaries here then? Let's see if that brings up any other things we want to go and discuss here.
Yeah.
Lovely. You go first, second?
I'll go first.
Beautiful.
Little girl is with her parents going to move to a new city. On their way, they take a wrong turn and end up in a abandoned theme park. Her parents find a bunch of food and are like, hey, we can pay for this when somebody gets back here. And they start eating all of it. And it's apparently delicious, but they turn into pigs. She is then basically trapped on the island of spirits because it turns to nightfall, and that's how it works. And she meets up with this boy who tries to sneak her into the place, and it doesn't work. And she has to go sneak around the outside of the castle. This is going to be a really long summary. Anyway, she ends up working there.
Take your time.
And meets some spirits while she's there, helps them out, and then she leaves to go save her now kind of boyfriend, who's a river spirit. And then she comes back, and he has made basically preparations for her to be set free with her parents. And she gets set free with her parents by guessing that none of the pigs are her parents. And that's Spirited Away.
Nice!
I took all of the beauty and subtlety out of it.
Beautiful. This is a movie that I now want to watch, Connor. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, fine. What's your summary?
All right.
Don't be an ass.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. This movie is Spirited Away. It's about a girl who's moving with her family, and then her family gets trapped in the spirit world. She makes friends with a dragon. She makes friends with another dragon after giving him a very good bath. And then, after that, her first dragon friend gets shot with some paper, and all those paper cuts almost kill him. Yeah, wait, why is he almost dead? And then, after that, she goes and returns the dragon thief thing to the witch that she didn't have to do because she already saved the dragon, but she didn't know that, and they're back, and now her family is free and they can go home.
I feel like your summary was just as confusing as mine.
It was. I think yours made more sense, actually. I think yours is, at least got the chronological elements. Also, there's a lot of really cool spirits. The spirit design in here is really pretty.
Yeah. My favorite is, like, as far as scenes go, it's the river spirit, but the scene in the furnaces, like the minimalist design of the soot sprites.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Ugh, they're so good. This is the second Miyazaki that has soot sprites.
Is it?
Second or third, because there's also soot sprites. I don't know if there's soot sprites, it might be dust sprites in My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, there's the dull dust ball guys that I think are dust.
Totally believe it.
But basically the same.
The ones in Princess Mononoke are not soot sprites or dust sprites.
I need to go watch the other half of that movie.
They've got rattleheads.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, you've met them if you've seen the first half.
I don't know if I have. I think mostly I've seen the
turn
last
their
half.
head to the side and then they...
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah, those are great. And the radish spirit is cool, and the random frogs are cool. Everyone's a frog. Like all the men are frogs.
Yeah,
which is interesting. And all the women are human,
but not quite, because there are actual human
women as well.
Women as well that look human.
Exactly.
It's weird.
It's very strange.
It's a weird movie.
It's a very strange. And there's both of the witch sisters are more head than anything else.
And they also dress exactly alike.
Exactly alike.
Like, even if you're identical twins, I don't...
Do something to mix it up, you know? Like, you don't have to look exactly the same.
I have fallen asleep once in this movie and was so confused by the witches. I woke up partway through and was watching, and I'm like, wait, why is she nice? And suddenly she's mean again. What is going on here?
What is happening? Oh, that's fantastic, actually. Yeah, I want to know why Haku?
Which one?
The river spirit.
Oh, Hot soup.
Yeah. He was
the hot soup river.
Almost dying at that point because he ate the charm?
No, it's because he stole the golden seal.
Yeah.
And there was a
spell on it that
protective spell that caused internal bleeding.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
And so
he got double hexed. Poor spirit.
Yeah.
I did like their homage to the fact that when you're falling, the teardrops will likely fall slower than everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on, like, air velocity, and that was very cool.
Yeah.
I think that was nice.
I did
Thanks
like
for the physics there.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost makes up for the fact that you have a fly carrying a rodent. So, that's nice.
Physics was definitely the first thing on their mind.
Absolutely.
In every scene of this movie.
Yes. Also, what is it with rickety buildings? I guess, like, every rickety building is magic.
Every rickety building is magic?
Yeah. Like, this one in Howl's Moving Castle, both of them feature very rickety buildings that are magic. I think Castle in the Sky has a rickety blimp.
No, the blimp isn't rickety.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty solid.
It's a rickety city.
It does have a rickety city. That's not magic, though.
Yeah, it is. Because it's flying at some point.
Sorry, guys. We are spoiling all of the Miyazaki films.
That's... Spoiler rule this time was not specific. It's everything Miyazaki.
It's not magic. It's sci-fi. There's all technology to explain why the castle in the sky is doing what it's doing. There is.
Yeah. Again, what's the difference between technology and magic if we don't know how it works? Just saying.
According to Arthur C. Clarke, nothing.
Exactly.
However, I disagree with Arthur C. Clarke. because I think the idea of sufficiently advanced technology is that you don't necessarily know how it got there, but knowing that a device is the thing that is powering it is very different than if it's just the magic that is in the world.
Yeah, but what's the difference between a device that you don't know how it works and you press a button and it works, and a magical object that you touch and it works?
Because it's different, okay?
Okay, cool.
Why are you asking me? I'm not an author.
Oh no! No one tell Connor that he's wrong. I guess you can't prove it. I can't prove it specifically. I don't have one of your books. So,
That's true.
No one can prove that you are or are not an author currently.
I only have one book and it's bad.
But it's
no one will see that. They might one day see a completely rewritten version of that book, but no one is seeing that book.
Good. Love that. So, it was a simplistic story and very gorgeous world as always.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice Spider-Man. And
oh. I was thinking Spider-Man like the superhero Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it was a man that was a spider.
It's Man Spider.
It's main spider. Yeah, main spider. I don't know why she thanks the mean lady there at the end, probably for giving her a job or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my guess is the reason is something along those lines, because if there's an arc for her at all, it's learning manners, I guess.
Maybe.
'Cause, like,
that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have very many when she steps in there.
Yeah, and she does leave.
It's remarked multiple times that she doesn't have any manners.
Yeah, and she does leave saying thank you to everyone and calling everyone
even more
ma'am
kind
and sir and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but it was not a very clear arc.
Not very clear arc. But it is an arc.
It is.
Missed part of the middle.
It is. I love this movie. I think it's highly overrated.
I love this movie, and I think it should be higher.
You think that it should be more highly rated by people in general?
At least on the IMDb top 250 list.
It deserves to be on the list. It does not It does not deserve to be as high as it is. Especially when Princess Mononoke is below it. That's just a crying shame.
That's a good point. I need to go and watch the other half of the movie. So I'm pretty sure the half I haven't seen is holes in the middle somewhere from beginning to end, except for I've seen the end like 4 times.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
It's really weird. I do not know what the cohesive story of Princess Mononoke is.
It does get a little choppy in the third act.
Ah.
I will admit that, but
Nice. This one doesn't.
I still love it.
But you also don't think it's relatively choppy through the entire act.
The whole thing is choppy.
Exactly, like all of it is choppy in this specific movie.
Yeah.
Good. So cool. What are we watching next week?
Well, I don't know anymore.
Oh yeah, because we might be doing Miyazaki. So if we're doing Miyazaki, we'll watch one of them, maybe one that I haven't seen. If we aren't, then we're gonna watch The Pianist.
Yes. Which I assume you haven't seen.
I have not seen.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think so. Guess we'll see when we start watching it.
Yeah. I have seen that one.
Yeah.
I've also seen all the Miyazaki films.
Yeah. We can actually go and watch something that's relatively recent in The Boy and His Heron if we wanted to as well.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I have not yet.
Exactly.
And I'm still mad that it means that my collected works box set will now be a collected works box set plus 1.
Exactly. It's collected works minus 1.
Yeah.
But you can't really.
I mean, the ones that I will own.
We need to go and make a box set that you can just keep adding stuff into. You know?
It kind of ruined the packaging, which is part of what makes them cool. Box
just
sets.
clicky. Click in and out.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Cool.
I forgot there was something I was going to say and then I completely spaced it. Oh, well.
Hopefully you remember next week.
Also, this is not a guarantee, but we may have a guest next week.
Oh, yes. The next episode may have a guest, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Writing friend from the Caribbean and actually Utah, but
he's from the Caribbean.
that is where he is from. That's the only place I've seen him. So, Caribbean and Texas.
I've seen him on camera in other places.
Can you guarantee it's not the Caribbean?
I can't.
Yeah.
It was inside.
Exactly. So.
Anyway, I don't think we've asked him yet.
No.
No. All right.
We'll see when he's here.
Yeah. Anyway, how do we end this?